Hello and welcome to another episode of Places for the Past. This time we're at a place called Skipness on the Mull of Kintyre, and this is Skipness Church, which dates back to the 13th century. So we're going to go and have a wee look around. I think it's quite interesting. I've had a quick look round and done some stuff for our other channel, just a little taster, but this is for all you hardcore graveyard fans. You do get quite a nice oldie vibe as soon as you walk into this place. There are some modern gravestones because it's still in use for the local community, but the local community is not massive, so they're mostly old ones. So let's go and see what we can see. There's somebody's urn that's fallen off, and then there's a little scroll top one with nothing on it, and another little scroll top one with nothing much on it. Yep, we're not doing very well so far. You can't see that no matter how you look at it, and I've been trying in different lights and stuff and it's not worked. But what you will quite like is over here, because here is something that says please close this cover after use. Not in itself interesting, but look underneath it, and it's very heavy. How's that for a sort of Pictish Celtic type slab? It's got lots of very intricate bits and pieces going on, and a bit at the bottom possibly once had a name or a date, but not anymore. And on the other side of the same thing, guess what? Please close this cover after use. These covers are actually really quite heavy, so I don't think you'd be wanting to hold them open for too long. But that's pretty smart, isn't it? There's it's like dragons at the top. There's like the mouths, and then there is a knight, and down the bottom there is some sort of dragon thing there, and not quite sure what that is, some sort of heraldic beast no doubt, and various other things going on down here, all the way to what I think might be a dog chasing a deer. Now bear that in mind, dog chasing deer, because I've got something else to show you. There are stones here going back to, as far as I can find out, well, that one there says 1776. I think the light is right in my face, so I can't tell you much else about that. But over here against the back wall, hopefully with a bit more luck. Or maybe not, that's quite overgrown. That one's quite far gone. That one, it's just the light is really playing havoc with my eyes if I try to squint at these things. But is there a date on there? I think there is. I think that's it there, but you can't really tell what it is. This is not very scintillating television, sorry. That one is a bit more legible. That one says 1852, so somebody died the 31st of October 1852. That'll be old Mary Taylor. Got that thing going on again where wives don't have their husband's surnames, which is very enlightened. That is erected by Anne McAllister in memory of her husband Alexander McKinley. He died in 1851. Up at top, I'm guessing that is the family that's got an anchor and hope. That's another quite nice pointy top one. It might have had an urn or something on top of it at one point. Something's broken off there, maybe, or maybe not. But anyway, that has got 1861 there as the date, and 1835. Right, okay. We're now going to go and have a look inside the chapel, which I don't imagine will have very much in it, but it has got one thing that I'm quite keen to show you guys. Anybody met my dog, De Niro? Well, this is one of his ancestors might be buried in here. Unlikely, I know, but there's certainly a picture of him. So this is the inside of the chapel, which is very pretty. This chapel actually dates back to the 1300s. We're over at the castle earlier, and there used to be a chapel in the castle, but when they extended the castle they bricked up all the windows and built this. But look, it's another close this cover after use, and guess what's on this one? Right, you can't really see much at the top, but there is a couple of figures there holding up something, but look what's down the bottom. It's a greyhound. I think that is a greyhound chasing a deer, or they've really got their scale wrong, but that's definitely a greyhound. You can tell it's a greyhound because it has got the zoomies. You also tell it's a greyhound because after it's done that, it's probably going to go for a wee lie down. Right, let's have a look outside here. That's 2018, 2024 to 1970, 1960 odd. Yeah, it's all quite modern. What is around here? Erected to the memory of Jesus Prest, with a stag and some flowers and stuff, obviously the family crest. Sacred to the memory of Helen Colloon Campbell. Okay, I wonder if this was a place that was owned by the Campbells, because she's got pride of place on that end wall. And over here we have got sacred to the memory of William Fraser Esquire. blah 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 blah, 1886. He obviously wanted to leave his mark. Do you want another look at the greyhound? Yeah, let's have another look at the greyhound. That is so cool. Look, it's a greyhound. I promise you I'll shut up about greyhounds now. There are all sorts of ages of stones in this cemetery. Oh, this one has got, let's see, what have we got? We have got a flying face at the top, a skull and crossbones and scissors and, oh, I have no idea. Anybody got any idea what that is? It looks like it's got a rope handle. That looks like they've carved it to look like a woven rope. But yeah, no idea. Definitely a pair of scissors. Agricultural, sheep shearing, no idea. Anyway, over here behind that we've got another little dinky one that's got a skull and crossbones. So let's go over and say hello to this. Look at that, yep. A sort of fairly crude skull and crossbones. Anything on the other side? No. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's got the grandest memorial of all? That'll be this one here with its top and its columns and its stuff, and that is memory of Colin Campbell, the Squire, EFQ, that's an S in it, Esquire, captain of Skipness, a generous and faithful friend, liberal and compassionate benefactor, disinterested and noble-minded patriot, who on all occasions distinguished himself in defence of the religion and the liberty of his country. The country was put up by his Mrs. Anna, and he died in, oh wow, 1756. So that's quite old, and I guess the roof up there has meant that that bit of marble has not rotted away to nothing. And over there, Robert Campbell of Skipness. Oh look, it's got an F for the S and then an S for the S, who died at Glasgow in 1814, I think that's, yeah, 1814. Cool. And over here, can you see what's going on with this one? I'll try not to get my shadow on it too much, but I think, yeah, we're definitely looking at a farmer type chap here, because we've got the flying skull face thing at the top. Look at that. There are animals, and there is a man with I don't know what he's doing there. There's a sort of, yeah, no idea. Use your imagination. Yeah, that's quite cool. Anything on the other side of... No, there isn't. The one next to it is erected by Donald McKinvin, tenant, blah 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 blah, but memory of his loving spouse Flora, who departed this life October 18th, 1812. That's quite a nice stone. Flora, he's done you proud. He's got you a good stone. You hope, and then it comes to you. This is erected by Duncan Crawford in memory of his father and mother, Duncan, who drowned in the Sound of Jura, which is just over there, I think. I think that's Jura over there, not entirely sure. 25th of March 1867. Margaret Macmillan, who died 1906, but look, there is a beloved husband of Euphemia MacDonald, and Euphemia herself is actually not here. I wonder where Euphemia is. Let's go see if we can find Euphemia. Actually, I don't know if that's the Sound of Jura or if that is Arran. I have no idea. There's a wee boat going across, and I know the Arran ferry goes from not far from here, so yeah, that might be Arran. Oh, well. Then stop looking at islands and look at gravestones. This is not islands for the future. 1721. That's a very old one. Look at the skull. Look at that. Look at the shape of it. That is not skull shaped, and it's got actual buck teeth. And it's got skull and crossbones, GL and DL, and a wee hourglass. Yeah, that's the best one so far. That is definitely our favourite. Nothing on... Oh, there is something on the other side, but I can't see it because again I'm squinting into the sun. Quite a lot of old stones in this bit in front of the church, little stumps of even older stuff. These could be back to like the 1300s when this place was first built, I think. These two are side by side. I'm guessing it might be grandparents and grandchildren, but that is in loving memory of Grace Thompson, widow of Neil Kerr, who died in 1910. And over here it has got Alexander McAllister, who died in April 1907, and then Grace Kerr, wife of Alexander McAllister, who died in when? 1941. There you go, in the 1940s. A bit modern for us, but there, just to give them a mention. Well, a bit modern unless it's a war grave, of which here there are none. This bit where we are looks a bit more modern when you look at some of the stones. I like looking for evidence now. Now that I know what I'm doing a little bit more, I'll look for evidence of how the graveyard has expanded. And what we've got here is there's a ridge that runs right along there. You can see that lump that's got those stones lined up on it, and it coincides with this where they've extended the wall. So older part of graveyard there, former graveyard wall in line with me, newer part down there. How fascinating. I've just noticed I walked right past another little private chapel bit, so let's walk over there and see what we can see. On the ground there are some really nice stones as well. Has this one got a date on it? Who died 17 something? Can't really see. So yeah, it says 1762 there. So that'll be when they were born, possibly born in 1762 and died in 17 something else. Cool. Right, and behind that there's another really cool one lying on its back. Right, I've not really got time to look at all these, and my eyes are starting to hurt from the bright sunlight. Not something you can very often say Scotland in September. Well, that was well worth the effort, wasn't it? That's somebody who had good money to get a good memorial to be remembered, and oh, there is. Oh, right, that's actually, there's this like A.M. McB, but that's just somebody scratching the name into the stone. The rest of that is gone. Bit of a slab down there, some elements, architectural elements as they are called, down there, and a stone covered in the poop of some animal down there. That's got something at the top. I can't read what it is. It looks like a T or an N, a T and an F, don't know. Anyway, it's also got all the things you want on a Scottish gravestone. It's got a winged face, it's got, I think that's a book, an hourglass, a skull and a crossbones. And at least the guy that carved that skull had a rough idea what skulls look like. I've spent ages looking for a date on this one. You can just about make it erected by at the top, but then you scroll down it and it's, you know, it just looks and feels like it might be quite old, but lots of lichen, lots of stuff you need to clean off before you could read it, so obviously I'm not doing that. And one of the nicest things about Scotland at this time of year is the midges have all finally put in an appearance. There's not been any midges for a while, but now there are definitely midges. I am being eaten alive. That's what you call suffering for your, well, art in inverted commas. Erected by Duncan Carmichael and Mary Murch, his spouse, in memory of their son Neil, who departed this life. What does that say? Oh right, it doesn't say anything there. It says departed this life in Carradale Bay 1808. I'm looking for a date up there. So you get a thing in your head, you get the sort of how it flows, and it doesn't. If you're going to pay good money for a tombstone that is fenced off, make sure you make it out of something other than sandstone, because otherwise you'll have nothing left. You want to be remembered, and all people remember you for was not buying a sufficiently high quality tombstone. And that is that. We do hope you've enjoyed this wee scoot about. It's been a lovely little church. I'm really glad that I came across here. I'm just not quite so glad that I've been eaten alive by midges.